Alright, welcome back to my channel. You can see today we are going to cash stuff some of our envelopes, our sinking fund envelopes. I have a plan with me video I posted a couple days ago that shows how we decide what money goes into what envelopes. I started with my marble envelope here. It has my sinking funds in it, so things that we are planning on spending, categories we plan on spending out of. So, we have my husband roasts his own coffee beans, and so we started a coffee supply envelope so that we can continue to buy our coffee beans. It's like at $10 a week, so it's really like just buying a coffee for the two of us. Well, geez, nowadays it's probably just one coffee. I don't even know. We don't even go get coffee very often anymore, but I had been putting it in that household envelope, which is why you saw me scratch that out. And then I just got my Sharpie. I made this envelope last week, and I really like it because I can just keep track on the back of the envelope itself. I don't have to worry about having those little paper trackers like I have like for the rest of our envelopes. You'll see this throughout the whole rest of the video, but that was groceries. We have a special party planned this week. It's my mother-in-law's 80th birthday, so I needed a little bit extra for grocery money. And then kids' clothing. You'll see me update I could not add. You'll see it like scratched out like 5 times. I don't like it when there's a number that's like not ends in a 5 or a 0. That could just be my OCD-ness, but I wanted it to be a flat round number, and then I started to unstuff and make denomination changes, and then I got all confused on how much money there was supposed to be in there, but I got it all figured out. I had a return this week for some jeans that I bought for my daughter, and they didn't fit, so I just made it like an odd number in the envelope. I also made that kids envelope one, and then a graduation supply one, and electronics. I'm working on saving up to buy a new iPad. So I also realized after watching this video that when I go get cash for this week, I really need to just get big bills and do some condensing. So that probably will be my next video. But yeah, so I just go through and see, I condensed that one, but it can get a little crazy. I shouldn't condense it as I'm stuffing. I should just stuff it and then come back through and condense it, because sometimes I get myself all confused about how much I put in there. But I was also trying to be just kind of efficient with my time. So there's I think there's like almost $300 in there that I've gotten saved so far. I have an older iPad, I should say. It still does its job, but I would like a new one to design with. So see, me and my son are trying to figure out what I did wrong. It's a good thing I track all my numbers on my paper so that I can go back and be like, oh, okay, this is how much you started with, then you added this much, and now you have this much. It's just so easy to get confused, and the kids were being just kids. I mean, it was just a Saturday morning, and so I was trying to do this real quick. You'll see a lot of my videos are going to be like real life. Like my kids are going to be in the background because I don't have a place where I can just go and retreat to and record nice videos for YouTube. It's real life here. $5 for appliances, $5 for, I think that last one was furniture. We're just slowly building those up. We don't have like an absolute need to get something right now, but just having some money set aside would be nice. School supplies, we homeschool our kids, so I need to be planning for curriculum for next year. And so I just slowly building that up. $5 here, $5 there. I'll put a lot more towards it in the summertime when I go to buy our curriculum, but Um, we use a Becca, which can be expensive, so I always try to buy it secondhand or use if I can. I have learned over the years that like getting the consumables, I used to just make copies of everything, and now that we have third graders, it's just so much easier for them to have their own workbooks that I'm not making copies of every single week. It takes a lot of time out of my planning. Our mini emergency, I kind of explained this in our last video. We live in northern Michigan, and we had a big ice storm a couple weeks ago, and so I started an envelope that's adverse conditions, and then one that's mini emergency, so that we're not having to get into our main emergency fund for the conditions like that. My husband missed a day of work, and we had to buy a lot of fuel for our generator, so those things were kind of like, oh, we should probably plan better for this, because it happens. I mean, we need to be prepared for it. So fun was another envelope that had like a random amount of money in it, so I made it a nice round $20 instead of 12 or 8 or whatever it was. So that way math is easier for me. Math is not my strong suit, but so once I finished this one, I decided I moved into my savings challenge envelope, and this I have some trackers that I'm working on. This is my finance binder. So I'm working on this cash dash, which this coloring sheet is from a book that I bought on Amazon, and I will link it below. I shouldn't have picked green for this because I just did a bunch of green, but I colored in, I think, 3 or 4 boxes to just make it nice and even, yeah. But then I tried to go back over with a different color because, yeah, it was a stupid choice to pick green, but oh well, it is what it is. So I am cash dashing that. I don't know what, I think the end of the challenge is like $249 is saved. We haven't decided what that's gonna go towards, but it makes it nice to be able to have a large amount of money, and then we'll decide what it needs to go to once we're done. So the next cash stash I have is another same coloring sheet from a book I got on Amazon, and this one is for debt payoff, so it's like an additional $500. So every one of those credit cards is 10, and I feel like we have been doing pretty good at this. We are working on paying off our credit card debt right now, so this is just one more step, and makes it kind of a fun way to keep you, I don't know, entertained to pay off your debt, is by having these challenges. I like them. That's just me, but I asked my son if he had change for, could make it a 50 because my envelopes were getting so full, and I had made a mistake this week when I went and got cash, or I had him go get cash. I had him get so many ones, and I did not need them, so I ended up, it was just a mess, but thankfully he had some money he could make for change for me. So yeah, so we're about a third of the way done. Stinker. Filling out setting that goal money aside for $500 towards credit card. So then I go through and I do a $500 challenge. This is one that I just made, and I just kind of look and see. I kind of start with like $60 in mind, and then try and fill what I can from there. It might go over. This week it did go over, but that's okay. So I just fill in, what is that, a $9? Yeah, by the time that's filled, it will be $500 in savings, and we'll decide where it needs to go. Maybe that savings means at the end of it, that $500 goes to a credit card, or that $500 goes to the school, or, then we can decide what we need most at that moment. It's just another way to keep us motivated to save money, to pay off whatever, to set money aside. Our 52 weeks challenge, same thing. I have this little tracker that has a bunch of small denominations on it. I just pick one and add it to it. So there's a lot of I like that one because it's anything from $1 to $10. That's nothing crazy. And then for 52 weeks, we're setting money aside, and even the little bits add up. It's kind of surprising how quickly they add up. But Christmas savings challenge, same thing. We're saving for Christmas. Our goal is $500. Our Christmas budget is probably the number one place that I overspend every single year because I love Christmas. But now our family is growing, and we have a granddaughter, and we have a son that lives out of the house, and I feel like teenagers' Christmases are expensive, and trying to balance that with almost 9-year-olds' Christmases, it's just two different kind of stages of life. And yeah, so I'm trying to get better about not overspending at Christmas, but I really, really love it. So we'll see. This year will be a challenge, but this is my new savings tracker, rainy day. It has been super rainy here in Michigan, so you roll the dice, and then you just put away. I think I rolled the dice 3 times, and then I just added up the amounts. So a 6 and a 5 was 1. A 6 and that was a 6 and a 5. So looks like $3 there, and then a 4 and a 3. Ended up being a nice round $10, so you know how that makes me happy. I like those little rolling challenges. It's kind of a gamble of what you're going to end up putting away, and that makes it fun. And then at the end of the month, we'll unstuff that and fill it into another envelope. Then the dollar challenge, I just normally put whatever I have left over. I just stuffed it with 2, and I think I might end up going back and put more in there, but I had to crunch my numbers because I was feeling like I was off somewhere, but I added everything up just to make sure that I was good. And then that was my husband and I's wallet money, and look at all these ones I had. Oh my gosh, I almost told him that he was gonna get $30 in ones, and he would have been super annoyed in a loving way that I had given him $30 in ones, because he drives a semi truck and he does not want $30 in his wallet while he's driving. So yeah, there was a random amount. I think I originally budgeted for us to have $100 in our wallets, and then because our savings challenges went a little bit over, we each got $45. So it was $91. So I tucked another $1 into the dollar challenge. But as you can see, I go through and find $30 in ones to put into one of our savings envelopes. But I'm definitely going to have to fix that. It actually almost broke my envelope. It did break my envelope, so I'm going to have to remake my envelope. But yeah, I guess I'll sacrifice an envelope for a happy husband. So yeah, so that's how we stuff our envelopes. And this is how I do my wallet. I think I'm going to stop tracking, I don't know, where my money goes, and just not worry about it too much, because it seems like, you run in and spend whatever, $3 at the gas station or whatever for a snack, and then I'm tracking that $3. And so I don't know. I might not. I haven't decided yet, but I put this money away. I try to keep the same denominations in there. So snack, if I didn't spend $10 out of my snack envelope this week, I won't replenish it for next week. Eating out is one that I try to build up over the month so that we can go out to eat. Normally as a date with my husband. And then hobbies is another one that I build up over the month. That way I can buy the stuff that we like to do. We do tumblers and resin art and the planner stickers. So I like to have some money in my hobby fund. But coffee almost always has 15. Buffer always has 10. Treat yourself. It normally has like 10, 12, something like that. It just depends. So yeah, then I go back through and I just add it to my tracker. This sinking fund tracker is from Happy to Plan with Desiree. She's here on YouTube. That's off of her Patreon account. And I really like the spreadsheet. Actually, that's where both of those sheets came from. So I just go back and add in how much we have put away in that. And then I keep a running balance every week so that at the end of the month, most of my math is already done for me. And it also just provides another way for me to track where things have gone and make sure that I didn't do my math wrong. And then I just, continue adding things up here. Yeah, so I just go through and mark off the ones that I don't end up using or putting money aside for the month and or for that week, sorry. And then we don't put money in every single envelope right now. I mean, I guess I could go through and put like 5 in every single envelope, but we just try to focus on what the priority is and then go from there. And then I just keep the running balance. So the first numbers I put in are the monies I put in for this month or for this week. And then the second column that you see me doing right there is like our running total. That way I have it already figured out for the next week. So it's just another way for us to stay on track of where things are going and making sure that we're being good stewards with our money. And it's always interesting to see, like, you'll think of something like that adverse conditions envelope. We didn't have that before. We would have probably just tapped into our emergency fund. But then we're having to go to the bank and transfer money out and wait a couple days. And we really didn't have the time for that. We needed something more expedient. So, that's how I plan my week. And I love my weekly planner. And I just snap that back in and I keep track of every single week's plan at the end of the month. Then I move my saving trackers out and that's it. So thanks for coming along to my cash stuff. See you next week.